Hey, this is Idea Coaches, the coach she's from. So it's June 23rd. This is the 30th year anniversary of my birth. This is the 5th year anniversary of Chris Benoit killing his wife, his son, and himself. And also, I believe this is like the 20th anniversary of Lorena Bobbitt cutting off her husband's dick. So, June 23rd, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I want to talk about something, and so far, from Idea Coaches, like the majority of the topics I've been going over and the videos I've been dealing with have been pertaining to either one or two things. That is comic books or mixed martial arts. Now, when you combine mixed martial arts and comic books, what you get is actually something that's been around longer than either one of them in their current forms, and that's professional wrestling. So, this book I have here, entitled Ring of Hell, by Matthew Randazzo V, is a book that I read a couple of years ago, and I've been passing this thing around. That's why I don't have the cover. It's kind of breaking away at the moment. That is so addictive because it pretty much, in a very concise way, explains not only about the things that led up to Chris Benoit, going crazy, killing his wife, his son, and then himself. It talks about everything in the professional wrestling business, basically from the very beginning in the inception of it back in like the late 1800s, early 1900s, where it was actually a rigged, real wrestling matches, because real wrestling matches are considered boring. It's just made by people who ran gambling rings. From the territories throughout North America, Canada, Mexico, Japan, the Canadian mob, the various American mobs, the Yakuza. Everything that pertains to professional wrestling is in this book. And for me, June 23rd, 2007 was the day that wrestling died. As I said before in previous videos, all I ever wanted to be was a professional wrestler as a child. I even went to a university, Cal Poly Pomona, only because it was close to a pro wrestling school. So the thing is that in 2005 or 6, Eddie Guerrero, a friend of Chris Benoit's, passed away due to a number of years of drug abuse. That, he passed away actually very quietly in his sleep. That was the day I stopped watching wrestling. The day that wrestling just completely ended for me, like in some old Yeller shit, was on my birthday, and it was 5 years ago. Now, he actually killed and strangled his wife on June 22nd, but I feel that him killing his son and then himself in the manner in which he did was actually far stranger. Without getting into a lot of spoilers of the book, I'm going to name off the rules of being a professional wrestler. Now, there's 20 rules listed in this book, and I've had a number of these things told to me. I haven't counted them because it's been so long since I've been training for that. But I'm going to read them off to you. Rule number 1. Always immediately introduce yourself to everyone, no matter how hostile or intimidating, in the locker room individually by name. Rule number 2. Always shake hands very softly with every wrestler who you introduce yourself to. This is actually very, very important, because the thing is, if you're an aspiring professional wrestler, and you're talking to another person, you don't want to display power. So the thing is, you display power, you get in the ring, they're gonna fuck you up for real. Happened to me. Rule number 3. Always remember every wrestler's name that you've met, no matter how briefly or how long ago, as not to offend them later when you introduce yourself again to them at some point in the future. Rule number 4. Shut up and mind your own business after introducing yourself. Rule number 5. Kiss a veteran's ass if they decide to talk to you. Number 6. Always blindly obey the veterans when they call in-ring business. Rule 7. Always thank your opponent after a good match, especially if he puts you over. Being put over means that either you win or you was put in a very, very good light. So something like the main event to WrestleMania 13 where Stone Cold fought Bret Hart, even though Stone Cold lost the match, he was put over just because the way the match was scripted to end. Rule number 8, always drink if the other boys are drinking. Boys are reference to other wrestlers. Number 9, always remove all contraband from the hotel room if a wrestler overdoses and dies. This is actually a rule. Number 10, never question, criticize, or make unsolicited suggestions to a veteran. Big one. 11, never compare yourself to a veteran. Another big one. 12, never perform a wrestler's signature move. This is a kind of a big one, but you see it, you know, in different territories. Maybe one guy has a move and they call it something different. They go to another territory and they use the same move. Number 13, never wear a color or article of clothing that another wrestler feels is an integral part of his image. 14, never ask a promoter for a paycheck. 15, never call a promoter to ask a question. 16, never complain. 17, never make suggestions to a promoter, just wait and be told what to do. 18, never rat out another wrestler to a promoter, regardless of what he's done to you, innocent bystanders, helpless maidens, or small children. This is a real rule. 19, never break kayfabe. Kayfabe means the idea that professional wrestling is actually real. So if you hate someone on TV or in the ring, whatever promotion you're working for, you're supposed to hate them outside of television as well. And tell outsiders anything about the business. This rule has been completely trashed ever since the internet. Pro wrestlers talk to internet guys all the time. That's how everyone has spoilers to, you know, big events such as Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and what have you. Number 20, never put one's own best interests ahead of the interests of the professional wrestling business as a whole. So, with these 20 rules and what you read in this book, you're going to get the inference of why professional wrestling sucks the way it does today, as it did not suck during the Hulk Hogan boom of the 80s and the Stone Cold Rock NWO boom of the mid to late 90s. And the thing is that what you come to find out is that wrestling is not about entertaining fans whatsoever. You know, if you go to a circus, everything's centered around you being entertained. The professional wrestling business and why it has its, I would actually say, accidental booms is because everything is predicated on what you do in the background. That's why pro wrestling sucks today. About a year ago or 11 months ago, a professional wrestler named CM Punk made this fantastic promo. It generated so much interest that I had to go back and look it up online. Even though I stopped watching professional wrestling for the most part. I watch when The Rock comes back. CM Punk made this incredible white hot promo exposing what goes on in the background and related it to himself. But the thing is that, yes, he seemed like another rebel, if you would say, something like Stone Cold was back in, you know, 96, 97, somewhere around that time. So if you have any sort of interest in professional wrestling, past or present, or if you know anyone who wants to be a professional wrestler, or even if you're a professional wrestling fan, you owe it to every professional wrestler who has died because of, you know, substances to read this book. You'll find out that the deaths of the Benoit family had absolutely nothing to do with steroids. And as you come to the conclusion, you'll see that there's really no way for Chris Benoit's life to end that was not tragic. I just wish he didn't have to take his wife and his child as well. So, please, watch your obsessions. Please, if you have any sort of inclination to watch professional wrestling, if you know anyone who is a professional wrestling fan, recommend this book, Ring of Hell, by Matthew Randazzo V. I cannot stop promoting this book. Everyone who I've given this book to has read it within 2 days to 3 days. It's a very, very quick page turner, and it goes through a huge history. It's not all about Chris Benoit, because when the author was looking up this stuff, he found out that the professional wrestling industry is just so insane that there's no way in hell that he can not talk about that without talking about Chris Benoit. So okay guys, that's my happy birthday video. Thanks for watching, take care, and